Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch and Riesa hanging out with you. Riesa, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you go shopping just to go out and kind of brighten your mood?
Oh, it depends on my budget, my bank account
All right.
too.
Well, how about using shopping as a way to maybe get over a bad breakup?
Well, I'm usually the one that does dumping, Mitch.
Ooh, very good. Duly noted. Well, if you have, okay, in the past at least, you've experienced something called retail therapy.
Right.
And joining us now to talk about it is trauma expert Dr. Janie Lacy, which we love having you in the studio.
Yes,
Janie.
always good to be here.
You know, you always see it on T-shirts. Shop till I drop. I'm going to do some retail therapy, and and they do their head like this. But it does say something about your current state, and we'll explain what retail therapy is and how people should avoid it.
So retail basically is you're going shopping to feel better.
Okay.
But from a therapeutic standpoint, the line is as if we get into shopping addiction, which is very different than retail therapy.
Okay.
Anybody can go out and buy something to make themselves feel good, to give themselves a treat, to give themselves a reward. But from our standpoint, we look at it when it becomes a pattern of addictive nature. When you're hiding, you're lying, you're buying those bags, you're hiding it from your spouse, right? That's when it becomes a problem. But retail therapy in and of itself is not a bad word.
Okay, right. That's duly noted on that as well. I'm learning a lot from these girls. But let me ask you something. Has Amazon made it harder?
Ooh.
Or
have
easier?
seen-
I know it's been harder for
Absolutely.
me.
Since the pandemic, we have seen shopping addiction or shopping retail because now we can get it out of door. I use Instacart. I don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore, right? So things have made it so much easier for us to get the things that we want. And when you're shopping and you're looking online, there's a high, right? Because you're looking at it, you're searching for it, you're anticipating it. And then when you get that Amazon box, it just gets a rush of dopamine, right? But it's when we become addicted to that feeling and we're getting things that we don't need. We have closets full of clothes where we have tags and we haven't even worn them. That's where we have a problem.
That's when we need to be concerned. You mentioned when you're hiding packages too, all of that. Are those the most important signs to know when you're kind of suffering from retail therapy that to look out for rather?
The basic way that you can tell that you have a problem is if you are spending more money than you have.
Oh, okay.
If you're using credit cards, you are going into overdraft because in that moment you are getting to that impulse, that dopamine, right? This is not necessarily something that we look at in our DSM. There's not necessarily a shopping disorder, but we look at impulse control disorders, right? So if you have this impulse, you're not thinking, do I have the budget for this? But you're still getting it anyway, and then you're now getting into debt and these types of things. It's going to cause problems.
Is there a lot of justification in it, saying like, okay, well, I need to feel better about myself, and this will make me feel better. I deserve this. That's good.
Yes,
Yeah.
and again, that's nothing wrong with that, right? To get a reward, to say I deserve this, I've worked hard, I've achieved this promotion, whatever that may be. But as long as it's not having a negative consequence on your finances, your family, it's not a bad word. But you do want to watch it if you're hiding things or if you're, that just costs this, right? And you're downplaying how much you're spending on your finances.
So there are times that it can be helpful. It's not always a bad.
not a bad
We're not
thing.
telling everyone at home to
No.
just cut up your credit cards.
Absolutely
and
not. If you broke up with that guy and you want to go out with your girlfriends and buy a nice dress to make yourself feel better, go ahead and do it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That means you have to have a breakup fund, meaning
breakup fund.
like a savings account. For when we break up, I'll use this money out of it. When I hear that sort of thing, it seems like it also is attached to buy memories, not things. Those things can break up and go away. Is there a little bit of involved in that when you have an addiction like that?
Well, sometimes we're looking at hoarding and we're going into other areas where we have all these things and you're surrounded by all these things, but your mental health is not where it needs to be, right? So ultimately the places, the things that we carry with us, we have inside of us. It is those memories, it is those experiences. We can't bring things with us.
If you want more information, thank you, Dr. Janie. Of course, you can check out JanieLacy.com. Find her on social media, just Dr. Janie Lacy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.